Oh, wait, I gotta think of a song.
Yeah, think of a song, bro.
All right.
Do In the Middle, Jimmy Eat World.
I don't know how that goes. I mean, I know how it goes, but I don't know if like.
What's the one band I like? Yellow. Do Yellow Card.
All right. There's a place off Ocean Avenue where I used to sit and talk with you. We were both 16 and it felt so right. Sleeping all day, staying up all
night.
Welcome to Boston Out, everybody. We're back here at again. I love Yellow. I saw them a couple of years ago at in Philly. It was a great show.
At the Man Center, did you go to or whatever?
That's a great venue because the big thing, I think once you hit like after 30 years old, like you're big into like, what's the parking situation going to be like? If I got to park in some dick fucking weird thing and pay like $80 to park and take a tram car to somewhere, I'm like, fuck this. I want to go home.
I agree.
But the Man Center, it's like in a park outside of Philly.
Yes.
So you don't have
skyline from it.
And it's you park in a field and it's free.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, free parking is phenomenal.
All right, you got me with free parking.
I agree.
Sold.
I agree. I'll give you that. I'll give you that on that one.
It's a bitch to get there because you got to drive through Center City.
Oh yeah, we hit so much traffic when we went there. Oh.
But once you get to the park, you're just in a park. You feel like you're at Veterans Park in Hamilton. It's just just like, oh, this is just like a park. It's not bad.
I like it. It's a good spot.
But I went to TLA like a week ago for Armor for Sleep and Boys Like Girls. They were there.
Jeez.
And who else was there? Oh, Boys Night Out was a good one.
You're going to do a throwback over here.
That was, yeah. And I dressed like a 36-year-old, dressed like a 17-year-old.
Boys Like Girls were on our Models playlist.
It was. It was like they played that one-hit wonder that they had. It was like, what was that? I like the way.
Yeah, I forget.
Something like that.
It was good.
Yeah. You're topping you off here?
Oh, please do top me off.
There you go, boss.
Sir.
You know what? Here, let me pour it in your mouth for you, too.
Funnel into my... Never mind. I saw that on 1,000 Ways to Die. Remember that show?
Oh, my God. Maybe I'll do a White Claw. Watch my calories a little bit.
Your figure? You're watching your figure?
Yeah, watch my girlish figure.
Yeah, you got to keep those hips, baby.
I do, yeah. My childbearing hips over here. Yeah. I've got like no ass anyway. Like literally, I could afford to eat all the carbs because like the weight just goes right to my tits and my belly. But anything below my waist is it skips everything.
It goes down and it just fucking shoots it back up.
It does. It does. It just like jams it all like right here. It's
right in the midsection, the best part.
I did. I always joked around with my mom. I'm like, I'm going to get like a tattoo, and it's a picture of like my mom pointing her finger. I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to get another tattoo of my wife pointing her finger right here. So when I just squeeze my tits together, it's just like, it's right there.
Jesus, the shit that goes to your head.
It is.
It's incredible.
It is. But TLA was good because like it was a small venue. Walk in there, literally the stage is like right where that camera is.
Is that the one that still has like the pillars in the middle?
Yes.
I saw a Day to Remember there.
That's sick.
Some kid like definitely snapped his leg. It was disgusting.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I saw a Day to Remember there, and that, you said that's a kind of a small venue, and it was packed, and yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This was so small. It was literally like you can't fit more than 300 people in here.
Is that the one in Chinatown or near Chinatown? I can't remember.
I don't know, but it was. I go in there, and I went in the mosh pit. I was like exhausted after. I was literally like dry heaving afterwards because like I'm just out of. I didn't crowd surf.
You did that for the first time with us.
I did.
At Silverstein.
Story of the year. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, Story of the year at
Starland Ballroom. That was fun.
I love that venue.
That was great. Starland's a great venue too.
It really is. I love Starland.
Starland's great. The Man Center's great. Yep. TLA. Tower Theater sucks because it's in like a shitty part of town, and you got to park in a garage.
Do you know what I missed?
What's that?
From Philly, it's no longer there. Like building's still there, but Electric Factory.
Yeah.
We went. Yeah.
Electric Factory was great.
We went there for
a day. We saw like literally in 2011. Right? Literally, all these bands are like pure headliners now. We saw Pierce the Veil open. Then
they opened. You're right.
We saw We Came as Romans. Would probably headline a small venue.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon was the second act, and then there was Day to Remember third. I'm like, that's like a killer lineup.
All those bands headline their own tours now, and we saw them all together. Just like when I used to see also at Electric Factory was the opener, well, one of the openers right before Silverstein headline, before them was Bayside.
Yeah.
And I love Bayside.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I saw
first 2 concerts were at Electric Factory.
Yeah.
Didn't you see 30 Seconds to Mars
30
there?
Seconds to Mars in 2010 was my first concert.
Oscar winner Jared Leto there, yeah.
Is that, do they still do music at all there anymore? What's that building for now?
Oh, I have no idea.
I know it's not Electric Factory anymore.
No.
That venue was sick.
It was great.
The year after that, I went and saw Rise Against for the first time.
Oh, we saw Rise Against.
We saw them at Camden. It was Day to Remember was the
that was weird.
The follow up act, and then it was Rise Against with the headliner.
Yes, yep.
That was probably
shout out to Electric Factory. If anyone related to anyone from there, we missed that venue so much.
I know. If we had like an unlimited budget, like we were talking about in the last
I'd
episode,
bring it back.
I would buy that. That was a great venue.
Do you remember after the concert?
I remember you had to piss yourself
real bad,
and you had to piss in the car.
I filled the bottle and had to cut the stream off because I was still ready to keep going.
I remember as soon as I heard the stream, I started laughing. I started hearing a stream of water come out. I'm like, and you're like, stop! I'm gonna like piss everywhere.
Oh, I miss the Electric Factory so much.
It was March 12th, 2011.
And today's the 13th, so that's just
Holy shit! Yeah.
14 years ago. Wow. Yes. How do you know the date?
I don't know because I'm ridiculous.
All right, so 14 years ago yesterday. Cheers to the anniversary,
That
brother.
was a great time.
It was a great time.
That was a great time. And I guess after that, I got on a plane and we went to Daytona, Florida, right after that. Remember that trip?
Yeah.
Remember we watched like the whole.
The first, 2010.
Remember we Redbox? We watched Jackass as a family.
As
Jackass
a family,
3.
I love that. I love that.
My mother's like, "What are we watching?" It's like, it's fucking like whatever, like Steve-O getting like rocketed out of a porta potty with shit everywhere or something like that.
I miss that shit so much.
Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Good times.
Great times.
That's a good venue. What else is a good venue like for seeing a show?
You know, it's funny because the only I used to love it. Again, it's not there anymore. Was Penn's Landing.
I know. I saw my first show ever there. I saw Incubus in summer of 2007. That was pre-GPS. I got lost on the way there.
I loved going to the reggae concerts there every summer. It was just off the water, off the Delaware. That was one of my favorites. Obviously, I love Starland, which is still there, and then obviously Electric Factory, which is not. But because there was also that restaurant next to Electric Factory where I'd go and like eat before.
Yeah.
I miss it. But those are probably my favorite venues.
I like that. I like the one in Homedale, PNC Bank Arts Center.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that sucks about that is depending where you park. Because you could park way off and walk.
One time I've been there, parked so far away.
But it's free park.
It is. I parked very close, and I also parked 2 miles away.
It's like the same venue as the one in Camden, except without the shitty neighborhood attached to it.
Yeah,
so,
true.
like,
you
literally just get right off the highway, and the venue's right there. So it's like...
I wish I had better experience. The one time I went there was Dave Matthews Band. I was on lawn seats, pouring rain.
Oh, yeah.
So I was there for Creed last summer in the pouring.
I wish I went to that.
I went there by myself.
You went by yourself?
By myself.
Oh,
in the
shit.
it poured rain, and it was just mud in the field. Mm-hmm. And I brought a whole sleeve of Miller Lights with me. In the car. I drove up after work. So I had work. It was a weeknight. It was like Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't go.
So like I had like a band t-shirt in the car. I had like my button down, doing my whole office thing. And then like as soon as I get out of the parking lot, I put on like this band, I unbutton it, and I had like the Superman thing. I rip it off, I had like a band t-shirt underneath. And I got this whole cooler full of Miller Lights. I drive up there. I crushed like 2 or 3 of them as I'm walking there, because you got to park.
Yep.
You got to walk like a mile to the venue once you park.
Yep.
And there's just streams of people going and singing like, hold me now, I'm 6 feet from the edge. And
I did not know you went by yourself.
because I was just like, I'm going.
I would have went. I wish I went to that.
So you get in there, and it was a vibe. That concert was a vibe because like it was 3 doors down open, so it was all.
Was that the summer '99 tour? Whatever that was?
Yeah. I think they're still doing it again this summer.
I saw that because I'm trying.
Maybe we'll go again.
I want to see.
We'll go again. It was a great time.
I love this Creed revival.
It was cool.
This.
It's just pure meme social media thing.
It's great.
And
is Nickelback in this next?
I don't think so. I think that's a separate thing. They should
separate one.
They should absolutely do that.
Nickelback and Creed, like 2 meme bands. I would pay good money for that.
I would absolutely.
I don't care if it's a Monday night.
I
guess I'm taking off.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. Yeah, I mean, it was a great time. Like everybody's just rocking out and just like it was just like, and like if I go crazy, then you used to call me Superman. It's just like so much fucking fun.
So jealous.
Like this is a summer concert.
So
this is what it's supposed to be.
That's awesome.
And I just moseyed around the muddy field just like the whole night, and it was great. It was great.
Next time.
It was a good time.
Sure.
Yeah. But speaking of summer memories, we both worked in the kind of the minor league sports space for a little while.
Yes, we did.
And I was just kind of reminiscing, over the years. I'm like, God, there's just some good times. So what would you say your favorite minor league sports memory would be?
Yeah, well, obviously, you know where I'm going with this one is Trenton Thunder. Worked there for a couple years. I mean, just working there was probably the only job I could say where I actually had I had so much fun and looked forward to going to every single time. But even before I worked there, I mean, Trenton Thunder, if you're not familiar, minor league ballpark, every seat's a phenomenal seat.
Yeah.
And because Trenton Thunder was with the Yankees for so long, I mean, the rehab starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I
remember Carl Bavano took off his shirt while I was in the dugout. And
of course he goes with the shirt coming off.
Yeah.
Great
I was in there. I worked there too with you, and
Yeah.
I was doing the camera work for the game and stuff.
Carl Bavano took his pants off, guys.
And he was getting ready to go out. I'm like, oh.
You remember when he took his pants off?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I did. I'm like,
oh my
God, it's getting a little hot down here.
Holy shit. Oh.
It wasn't the Thunder, but the day after my 21st birthday, where you got me wasted.
Yeah.
I
We didn't even leave the
film
house.
a Philadelphia Soul game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You worked there.
I was so fucking on.
Oh.
That was some good times.
So I'm going to add that too, because I'll say with Thunder, I love the rehab. I saw Derek Jeter, Roger Clemens, Teixeira, Pettit, all awesome out. And then when you still played there in the minors, Aaron Judge, I got to see him play.
Yeah. Jabba Chamberlain was the...
Jabba Chamberlain, Phil Hughes. But I will say, when he worked at Philadelphia Soul and got us those 50-yard, or whatever you want to call the midfield there.
Yeah.
Midfield, first row.
Oh, my God. How
talking
fun
to
was
the
that?
quarterback of the Philadelphia
Ryan
Soul.
Vina.
Is that who it was?
I think he's a high school coach now or something like that.
Do you remember, I told him, I was like, yo, if you guys are blowing them out, just throw a
me the
ball
ball.
here.
And he was like, yo, bro, I got you.
And
he was
they
a cool
ended
guy.
up blowing them out, and they threw the ball. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I remember I played sports my whole life, and I've never been so fucking unathletic.
Oh.
That shit smacked me in the chest, and it was spinning on my leg, and I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't pick it up, and then the asshole next to me scooped it off my leg. That still haunts me to this day.
I missed that. I remember
That was 2010.
That was maybe a little after. Yeah, it's probably 2010, something like that.
I was there 2011 to 2015.
Okay, so
It was
maybe
probably
around
11 or
11-ish.
12, something like that.
11 was when they came back. So
That was fun.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was a good time.
I love that. That was a
I
great-
I miss that era of arena football. I don't know if you ever follow arena
yeah.
football now. It's actually
go to the
so I went to. So the Arena Bowl last year was played at the mall,
American Dream Mall, right?
The mall. So I went to it by myself again.
Why did you ask me?
I did. I put it in the group chat.
Oh,
I was
I
like,
probably
I'm
missed
going to
it.
go to the Arena Bowl. Anybody want to go? Ha ha.
They played
And
in
nobody
the-
responded. So I'm like, I'm driving up there.
They played in a fucking mall.
I was annoyed because I paid $20 for the ticket on the thing.
Yeah.
And I walk in and there was no security around the field. I'm like, what did I pay $20 for? I'm like, I could just mosey around here anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, I'll donate to the cause. So I go up there and there's a field in the middle of the mall. It was the most bizarre thing.
God. Why was it played there? That's the only place that could get a field?
I guess so.
Sovereign Bank Arena or Santana, whatever the fuck it's called now, weren't like, yo, we'll take it.
But actually, I guess it worked out because it got a lot of coverage from Pat McAfee and Barstool because it was played in a mall. It looked so ridiculous.
Hey, talk about your obscure stuff.
it was.
Playing in the mall. That's probably why it garnered
The
so
league
much
went out of
attention.
business after that. I think it's they're back again this year. It's the AF1.
They went out of business during the first quarter.
But it was
Cut
just,
the game.
there was, not even kidding, there was 2 fans fighting.
I'm not surprised. It's North Jersey.
There was
Of
2
course they
fans
were.
fighting. They were fighting at the mall football game. They had to have security come over and everything. I was just standing there watching. I'm just watching. I'm like,
Dude, it's North Jersey. It's 6 feet from New York City. I expect all of that.
it was just a wild, weird, bizarre experience. I went, it was the second quarter. I went and got a coffee and sat down at the Starbucks right there, and the field is right there. And I'm they're watching these guys making, that are trying to make it in football, smack each other around. I'm like, here we
That's
go.
another thing I wish I was at.
There's a fucking Sephora and a Cinnabon in the background. I'm like,
You send your wife shopping. You're watching a football game.
I'm like, what is this? But it was after the game was over. Like Jeff Fisher was like standing, like he's the commissioner of the league, standing like
Jeff Fisher is
2 feet from me. I'm like, I got a picture of him. I'll put it up on the screen here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm like,
yeah, put that up.
I'm like, this is so weird. And then it was over, and then everybody left, and I'm like, all right,
just
well,
happened?
that was just something. That was something.
I say I did it. Yeah.
You know, it's the reason I went to that, and I had like why I'm like I'm gonna go to this because one of the things on my bucket list was like I always wanted to attend a championship sports event, like something with a championship, and I was like,
You could just go to a high school
you know
game
what,
or something.
I could have done that, or but I'm like, you know what, Super Bowl is gonna be way too expensive,
Yeah.
but for $20 I can go to the Arena Bowl at the fucking mall.
The mall.
Check
Did
that
that?
right off the bucket list, right there.
went to a church
It's like a Saturday afternoon at 4:00. Like I'm walking around, I'm like, and I actually got on TV. Like you could see me on CBS.
You got
Sports.
a TV?
No, you could see me on TV.
Oh, you got on TV.
Because they broadcasted on like CBS Sports Network.
I was like, on like what? Like MySpace?
It was pretty much It was like some made up like TV network. You know,
MySpace
like,
TV.
But you can see me in the
God.
back. There's like some sports announcer, and I'm just lurking in the background.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
But that was good. The Trenton Thunder won the title in 08. That
Both
was
my
fucking-
years there wasn't it 07, 08? They won back-to-back years, and it was the 2 years I was working there.
So I went down a rabbit hole one afternoon. I was like, you know what? I would love to find a championship ring from that 2008 year that I worked there.
You weren't there in 07?
I wasn't there in 07.
okay.
I started there in 08 and 09. I worked there.
Oh, okay,
I was like, I would love to have a ring from that year, 2008. So I looked on eBay and all these collectible sites. Nobody on earth has this. The closest thing I found a 2007 ring, like it was sort of like a novelty thing that they gave out to fans at the It was a plastic thing. You could probably buy it for $20 on eBay. But I was like, I would love to have a legit like ring, like from that 2008 Eastern League title. Nobody could find it, so I went down like a rabbit hole and found the manufacturer that makes like those rings.
Yeah.
And I sent them an email. And I'm like, hey, I know this is a crazy request, but I think you manufactured the 2008 like Trenton Thunder championship ring. Like, do you have any idea like where some of these may still exist, or like if I could ever get one?
The players' fingers.
And they never fucking answered.
They're probably not even in business.
I found the place that made them. It was like, I forget what it was called. I don't know. Epic Rings or something like Epic Collectibles, or it was some vendor.
Yeah.
And I sent like an email to them. I'm like, do you have these? Like, I know it's like 15 years later, but like, I would love to get one of these.
Did you not check that the email kicked back?
It might have. But it might have. So
That's funny.
I'm still on the hunt. So if anybody out there finds a 2008
Or 7 for me.
Eastern League Championship ring.
For Trenton Thunder.
And look, let me preface, these aren't exactly like Super Bowl rings where they have diamonds and all that, and it's pure solid gold. This is like the level of like kind of class ring high school stuff.
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know, a couple $100. You could probably buy one. So if anybody out there can source a 2008 MILB Eastern League Championship ring that's got the New York Yankees emblem on the top and it says Trenton Thunder on the side, hit your boy up.
Real quick, I got one more request for that too, because I remember seeing it online. I have not been able to find it since. There was a Brett Gardner game-worn autographed Trenton Thunder jersey that used to be for sale for $400. I always debated it. I never pulled the trigger, and it's sold. So if anyone sees that or has that, DM us. I would love to buy that jersey.
That would be. What do you think that's worth today? Because is he a Hall? He's not.
No, he's not. He'll
not
be
gonna be
a Hall of Famer. But I mean, he's a World Series champion.
Because if he goes in the Hall of Fame, then the value goes.
Yeah, but I'm so mad I never bought that jersey because it was for sale for a long time, and then I guess someone finally bought it, and I miss it. I should have did it. That
I know.
jersey was
I'm going to hang on to this. Like, this is Donovan McNabb's signature. I don't know if he'll ever get the Hall of Fame, but if he goes to the Hall of Fame, that'll be worth like probably something. I don't think Deshaun Jackson. This is Deshaun Jackson. I don't think he'll get the
He
Hall of
probably
Fame.
won't. Yeah.
He was just he was good, but he wasn't like a game breaker.
Yeah.
Donovan was like a franchise guy. I don't know if he'll ever make it. He never really
I feel
won
like
anything.
Donovan's more of like the Hall of very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe not Hall of Fame, but very good for what it was.
I've got a Phillies autographed baseball upstairs from the 1960s 1960 Phillies, and I think there's like one or two. It's got the whole team.
Was that a championship team or no?
No, it was not. But the whole team signed it. So I think there's like one or two signatures that are now Hall of Famers on
Well, that's cool you say that because I have a Devils signed jersey from a year they didn't win the cup, but Brodor's on there.
Yeah.
I think Zach Parise's on there. Kovalchuk might be on
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I mean,
all
some
legends.
good quality player, but I saw Brodor and I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I think
you gotta
Patrick
hang on to
Elias
that.
is on there.
Hang
That's
on to
cool.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cool jersey. It's a cool jersey to have.
It's tough. You never know. Like
You don't.
I know somebody that got. They were like a trading card guy, and they ripped a pack that had like a 1 of 10 Mike Trout autographed card on it. And I told him, I was like, all right, you could flip that now for probably like $1,000, or you can hang on to it for another 20 years when he goes in the Hall of Fame and sell it for $10,000.
Probably.
I think he sold it, but.
Yeah, that's a
And
shame.
still made a huge profit on it. But I was like, that's the one you hang on
You
to.
hang on to. Yeah, that rare 1 of 10. Yeah.
It was 1 of 10. It said 1 of 10.
Yep.
It had a certain insignia on it.
Yeah.
PSA graded. No value will skyrocket if it's perfect condition.
It was
Oh, yeah.
Well, it came out of like it was just a random.
Yeah.
You could you pay a little extra, get the fancy pack of cards, and he did, and it was like this like crazy. He called me, he's like, "Holy shit! Look what I just got."
Wow. I would have held on to it.
Yeah. I
have
mean,
an
he sold it on
autograph.
eBay, made a huge profit. But I was like, you hang on. I was like, you do that, that's great. But if you hang on to it for like 20 years, he's definitely probably going to the Hall of Fame, Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah, he is. Of course he is.
Yeah.
I
Like,
have an autographed Bryce Harper baseball that this girl I know was selling it. She was like, I don't want it anymore. And I was like, what? And she's like, $50. I was like, sold.
done.
And I'll easily go get that authenticated. And I was like,
Yeah,
like,
it's from when he was.
That's what, 2 times. He went
Washington
MVP.
Nationals or
Yeah.
yeah,
And what do you win? MVP twice?
something like that.
Yeah, so he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. And I was like, that's in my parents' house still in my closet. So it's in pitch black.
You got to get like a case like
No,
this.
it's in a
like
case. It's in a case. It's in pitch black, so there's no like fading. And I was like, I'm gonna get that authenticated one day.
Yeah,
Because she's like $50. I was like, yeah,
Done.
Venmo,
Done.
whatever you want. Yeah. So
there was they used to do a tournament at Sovereign Bank Arena years ago for basketball.
Yes.
The primetime shootout, and
is that when LeBron was playing?
so it was like in 2001 when all these crazy draft class guys. LeBron played there. It was like all these crazy like names that ended up becoming Hall of Famers.
Yep.
And he was there, like signing autographs after the game.
Well, you know what's
Can
cool
you
about-
imagine what one of those would cost?
Oh my
Go
God.
for now?
You know what's cool about that is that tournament is the pictures and stuff from that always come up a lot from that tournament, and it's so cool seeing Sovereign Bank Arena like the background. Like that was 5 minutes from us.
Yeah.
Like LeBron James in high school was playing 5 minutes from us.
It's
Crazy to think about.
It's
you know?
insane. There were some good like times at that building. Like I don't think they really use it for much anymore. But like back in I remember going into like the Trenton Titans, watching them like in the Kelly Cup finals there. Like so much fun.
And it was super popular for it was sell out the first few years.
They had like Bruce Springsteen play there,
Yes,
and it was just
big acts. I mean, we seen our guys like a Day to Remember in Silverstein. But
I saw a Day to Remember there. Yeah,
literally had Springsteen there, and like I think Bon Jovi may have been there, and the people they've had is insane. I think Rihanna may have been there.
It was like a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember we saw the Trenton Steel. It was like a arena team that was there for 1 year.
And then
we had
went
front
away.
row seats.
Yep. And then they went away, and then remember they like came back against like the Trenton Flight or something,
Trenton
or Jersey Flight,
It was a Jersey. Before that, it was a Trenton Freedom,
or Trenton Freedom. Yeah, Steel Freedom, and then like Jersey Flight.
Jersey Flight, and then I don't know what I don't think anybody uses it now. Actually, you know what the fun thing was, and I'll put this out there on camera now. So every year in November they do the Jiu Jitsu World League tournament there.
Yes.
And I told Chris, I sent a note to Chris G. I was like, we should sign, because you could sign up and pay a fee and be part of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care how well we are at this. Let's sign up and fucking enter this tournament. Just even if I got totally like mollywopped, it would just be like kind of cool to say like, oh wow, I competed in a sporting event.
Would you do it in gi or no gi?
That's tough. Probably gi. Gi, because like even in a pinch, like if I can grab onto something, like it's something. Like
they can grab. Remember the same thing to you. They can grab you.
They can grab onto me. I don't know. It's scary though. I don't know if I would do it or not.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you would be in by your belt color. So
I'd be fighting other blue belts.
So it's not like you're going against a black belt, you know.
Yeah, and the other thing is they have what they call masters divisions, which are 35 years old and plus. So I won't be against some 21-year-old like who's like peak fitness, athletic,
cardio,
crazy, son of a
That's
bitch.
cool,
like,
though.
so if I could wrestle another 55-year-old, like, all right,
You might have a chance.
I think we have an understanding. We're not trying to like rip each other's ankles off.
Both are probably fathers trying to go home to the family.
We're trying to just have a little fun here, and then we're gonna go home and take care of our kids.
You're gonna go for the fucking tryhard. Good dad who's still like 20 and's got something to prove, and is going to fucking literally.
I know. He's literally
you.
gonna just jam my face.
Just start
in
punching.
the ground.
Like, what are we doing? We're not in MMA like UFC.
I would do it. Because I would do it for the content. If you could film it and make content out of it,
just film it.
Yeah.
I'll make Brian give me a camera. We're both filming from different angles.
I would have to pay you to do that. Like if I do this tournament, I would pay you to like film the whole thing to make good content.
I'd film it for free. It could be hysterical. Watch get your ass kicked.
No, well, I would like just to like make a highlight reel.
That'd be cool though. I like that.
I think it's November they do it.
When are signups?
I don't know.
Didn't it get canceled like last year?
They had one, and then they had another one, and I just wasn't like Chris G was like, it was in the spring they had one. And I was like,
to remember Matakis
he was
posted
like,
about that.
He was like, you want to do this? And I'm like, God, I'm not ready for that. And I was going like on a vacation, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like break my like tear my ACL and then have to go on vacation with crutches. Like,
you go in the airplane, your swollen knee explodes from the pressure.
It's maybe in November. So maybe in November. Maybe we'll do it in November. If
I'll
they
go.
come back, you're gonna watch. Yeah,
Hell
just like
I gotta support my boys.
You can, or you can compete at white belt with us.
I should be a blue belt, but I haven't gone in like 6 months.
No, but just compete against the white belts.
You know what I should do? Get up until
take steroids and just like before you go in there.
Kill up Greg Williams. Say, how do I kill this guy? Literally, no. Go up like right before like my class to get my blue belt. And like, hold on, no. I gotta go in the white belt tournament.
That's it. Yes.
Be like
that's
the
what you do.
Qualified white belt.
Right before you take your test to do the blue belt, go enter the tournament. Be like, I'm a white belt. I'm a white belt.
10 minutes away from being a blue belt.
Yeah.
I'm going to the white belt tournament.
You get some like 14-year-old who's just like, oh, I'm just happy to be here.
Or
just like
that, or he fucking kills you. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going back. I'm done.
That's it. Yeah,
that didn't work out at all.
Oh my God, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's kind of keep things moving here. Let's play a little Would You Rather.
Love it.
Would you rather? Let's do this, and we're gonna start things off just for those out there. We start with the little lobby questions, and then they get a little more aggressive after.
Let's do it.
All right. First question: Would you rather? Sorry, forgive me here. Lost my train of thought here. All right. Choose one: Lincoln Park or A Day to Remember.
Oh God. Oh, old school Linkin Park is one of the greatest bands of all.
The first two albums,
yeah,
you can't touch them.
If we're talking about that, Linkin Park. I mean, that's peak.
The first two ADTR albums, or the first two Linkin Park albums.
Wow, that's tough too.
That's tough because I mean, their later albums for both bands, it's like,
Wow, that's that's a coin flip.
Yeah, you got For Those Who Have Heart and Homesick versus Hybrid Theory and Meteora.
Yeah, maybe I'll just do this. The tiebreaker will be nostalgia, so I'll go as a kid.
Yeah.
Grew up on Linkin Park basically through middle school and stuff, so yeah.
Would you rather have a Niners guaranteed Super Bowl win or free Yankees season tickets?
Niners Super Bowl. I said that in the previous episode. I've been dying for a Super Bowl.
The best seats now, it's like right behind the plate.
Give me the damn Super Bowl.
All right. I'll take the season tickets because I got two of them.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen Yankees win. Also, it's a lot harder to get to Yankee Stadium than to get to Philly. You know, I got to take 2 trains to get there. I got to take the NJ train.
Actually, it's not that bad a drive. I drove up there.
I've done it too, but I also don't like driving up in North Jersey and New York.
Yeah, you just take the turnpike or whatever, and you just...
Also, I'll be paying a lot of money in fucking parking, unless there's a season pass for tickets or for seat parking.
I borrowed my grandmother's Cadillac when I drove up there, and I lost the car after the game. So that's a fun story.
That's great, Carl.
So, it's not my fault. Here's the thing.
Not
there's
my fault.
There's a parking garage.
Kid drives the car up there, lose it, but not his fault.
Whose
fault is it, Carl?
Here's a funny story. So I had the place I worked at the time. This was like 2019. Had company seats. They're like 5 rows in the field, great seats. I'm not even a Yankees fan, but I got a hold of 2 of these tickets for the night. And I'm like, all right, great. So I called my buddy who's, actually, no, excuse me. It was another employee that got a hold of these tickets and invited me to go with him. And he's like, you just need to drive up. I'm like, cool, I'll go. Yeah. Why not? It's company seats, 5 yards from the thing. 5 yards, 5 seats, 5 rows. So I was like, all right, I'll drive up there and all that because we didn't have time to take the train because it was like, it was like probably 5 p.m. The game was at 7 p.m. So we had to drive. There's no way we're going to take a bunch of trains and figure out how to get there.
Sure.
So my car was in the shop at the time. And so I called my parents and I was like, hey, I got these baseball tickets tonight. Do you mind if I borrow one of your cars? And they're like, sure, that wouldn't be a problem, but we're not home right now. So we don't have a way to give you like the keys to one of the cars. So I went next door to my grandparents' house, who lived next door to my parents. And I told them, I got these baseball tickets and all that. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, was like, just take the Cadillac. And he gave me the keys. And I've been dying to drive this car forever. Because they always said when I was a kid, they're like, when you're 25, you can drive the Cadillac. When you're 25. And I was like 30 at the time. And he finally gave me the keys to the Cadillac. And I'm like, I'm so fucking pumped. So I called my employee friend up, and I was like, I'm coming to pick you up. He's like, and we're riding in style. I pulled up in the Cadillac at his house. I'm playing like Staying Alive, but the Bee Gees. I cranked the thing. I had sunglasses on, and we got this thing on the turnpike. This car probably hasn't been over 50 miles an hour, like, ever in its lifetime. It's got a big V8 in it. I'm like, we're driving up the turnpike. I'm like, I'm just living the fucking life right now. So we finally get up to the game, park in the garage, we go to the game, great time and all that. We come out, and I'm notorious for losing the car wherever I go. I go to the auto show, I forget where I parked, whatever. Done it several times.
Not surprised.
So we come out, I'm going to the parking garage, and I'm walking around like the row. I'm like, where did I park the car at? And now I'm getting a little nervous. It's like 45 minutes. I'm walking around the parking garage. I'm like, where the fuck is the car at? And I'm like, I walked around the thing like all the levels. I'm like, the first time I'm allowed to drive the Cadillac, I got to go back and tell them I fucking lost the car in the Bronx somewhere. It wasn't until like an hour later, I look out through like the opening in the parking garage. There's an identical parking garage parallel across the street, brick parking garage, and I'm like, fuck. So we walk across the street, I go in there, and sure enough, the only car in there is the Cadillac.
Yep.
And I'm like, there we go.
You piece of shit. That would be some shit that you would pull.
It was, but
I love
funny
it.
story.
Yeah, you got it at least.
Yeah, it is. All right, would you rather one fast food place has to go out of business for McDonald's or Taco Bell?
Oh, McDonald's, goodbye. Fucking love Taco Bell. Kidding me?
Would you rather have a TV in your house or have to use an outhouse?
Fuck. I'll take the bathroom because I can watch on a laptop or a phone.
All right, there you go. Yeah, we're in the social media era. You can entertain yourself with the phone.
I don't want to go take a shit in like 4-degree weather.
Yeah, it's like the middle of January. You got to walk outside.
2 a.m. You're like, oh, fuck those.
You got diarrhea. You got to go out in the backyard.
Those piccolo wings are like hitting me. I'm like, yeah, no.
Would you rather break a finger or have a stomach bug for 6 straight weeks?
Oh, shit. Well, I broke a finger before, and while it did suck, I'd rather not be pissing out my ass for 6 weeks.
Done.
Give me the broken finger.
Done. Would you rather have to do stand-up comedy or take a 30-minute cold plunge?
Oh, my God. I feel like a cold plunge would kill me for 30 minutes.
All right, let's say it's like not to the point of killing you, just it's extremely painful.
Cold plunge, because I can't stand public speaking.
I would absolutely do the stand-up comedy.
Well, you've done it before.
I did, yeah. Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal trainer?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Chef, 'cause I hate cooking.
Yeah, I think I would do the same thing.
You know, I can do enough in the gym on my own. I can't cook for shit. So give me the personal chef.
Let's say you're driving home from work and say, you know what, I want a T-bone steak tonight.
Yeah, I don't
want
want
to garden salad
cook. I don't want to clean it up. Give me the chef.
Because if you got a personal chef who like is an expert cook, you can say, look, I'm trying to like cut and get
that
lean.
Too.
Like just cook healthy for the next 30 days.
And then whatever I do in the gym will be enough.
It'll help
his cooking.
balance it.
Yeah, absolutely a chef.
Would you rather live in a mansion and never leave your hometown, or have a studio apartment with unlimited travel budget?
Ooh. Yeah, give me a studio apartment, but unlimited travel.
Yeah, like you can go, like, you got a driver to take you to the airport and go anywhere you want in the world. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. Would you rather date someone who talks too much or someone who barely talks at all?
Oh, fuck. Probably barely, because, I mean, when someone talks, I mean, you ever work with someone or whatever that doesn't shut, you're like, shut the fuck up. I couldn't imagine living with
Kind of takes away, makes it annoying.
Yeah, so I guess not enough, or barely talks, whatever it was, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Would you rather always be friend zoned or always be ghosted?
Ghosted. It's like ripping the Band-Aid.
It is.
Friend
And,
zone's
you
too
know,
painful,
friend
yeah.
zone, you're gonna get feelings and all that.
Yeah, rip the Band-Aid off. Ghost
Friend zone,
me,
I want to
yeah.
just kill myself.
Yeah, ghost me. I'll get
Yeah.
over it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more of these, and we'll go to our final segment of the night. Would you rather win a Super Bowl ring as a bench warmer, or never make it to the league and be considered one of the greatest college sports players of all time?
You said never make it to the
So
league?
it's legacy, or have a ring, but you're Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, that ring. Because that means I still was good in college to get to the next level, made still millions, and I have a ring to show for it.
Okay. You know, we're going to do a bonus question here for this one.
Sure.
Would you rather have $1 million today,
Okay.
or go back to being 10 years old with all the knowledge you have now?
Yeah.
Which one?
10 years old. Because I would put everything I ever owned into like Amazon, Apple, Bitcoin.
That's a Bitcoin is the easiest one.
Yeah.
If you went to 2010 and put like $1,000 into Bitcoin, you'd have like $100 million today.
Do that. Absolutely. Because $1 million, especially today, is not going to probably last me too long anyway.
$1 million today, like, yeah, exactly.
You know, so yeah, I will invest in all that and I'd be a trillionaire at that point.
I would just fuck off and be like, all right, Bitcoin now exists. All right, here's
everything.
Here's everything I ever saved at Modell's.
Yeah, yeah.
As an 18-year-old.
Well, think about it. Even if you only say the $1,000, Bitcoin in 2009 was what?
22 cents.
Okay.
And it's
now,
like $80,000
yeah, so now
per Bitcoin
do
today.
the math of that of you having
can't
over
even process it.
1,000 shares of that.
Yeah. Even if it was $1, yeah, figure that. Each one of those one
$1.
shares is
Have
now
1,000.
80,000 times 1,000. Like,
Exactly. And you had 22 cents. Yeah, oh my God.
fuck my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing?